y'all. I'm still getting my life together, okay? So let me see. I have this one. So I might use this for the table. Let's see. As far as for my and I got my little ring light coming, so see, it's progress. I mean, I have a ring light. Me and my husband share that light, and I was just kind of like, okay, it's time. It's time to purchase a new one. It's time for us to. It's time for me to grab a new one. So okay, let me pop this case off. I'm gonna stop this real quick on here. Okay, no, I'm not. I was gonna stop, but then I'm like, well, no, you got time. Waiting on our lovely Facebook friends to jump on here. Oh, I accidentally closed out the. Lord, if you're angry with me today, just say that. Cause my back is hurt. Everything, like my back hurting. I feel like
here are some recipes I found.
Lord, then she finding recipes that I ain't even asked for. I ain't cooking right now, sis. All right. So tonight's message is about. Tonight's message is you are about to win. You're about to win, and I think yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Now don't fall while I'm over here celebrating. Boom. What is up, everybody? It's your girl, Ariel Taylor. I'm excited and expectancy. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. I always leave these videos up. You can actually, if you miss me on Facebook tonight, then you could also find this video, if it does delete before you get a chance to see it, on YouTube. It'll be under You're About to Win. So, how are we doing this evening? I came on here because yesterday I was actually led to come back. I was like, I'm gonna skip Friday because I'm tired. I had a lot going on. I know y'all understand what I'm saying. I'm like, it's the end of the week, and I probably could just opt out today, and I'll resume on Monday. But this morning when I was thinking, like, okay, I probably will just like post on here, like, oh, I'm not, posting today. We'll just kind of like post Monday and give myself a break this weekend. I was supposed to be talking about people pleasing. The title of today was actually supposed to be people please, right? But then when I went to post this morning, somehow I started talking about being a winner in my post. Because I like to keep those very authentic. I don't really write out my posts unless like I'm super busy or know I'm going to be busy that week or I have somebody else post it for me. But so this particular time though, I'm like, all right, it should be about people pleasing. Well, I decided to talk about winning. For some reason, my little fingers got to click on the little keyboard, and I decided to talk about winning. So, hope you came with a winning attitude tonight. Drop in, say hello, let me know who I'm talking to, and so that everyone that does join the thread can know like who was impacted tonight, and maybe you guys can share something in common. Because I find every single time where we have dialogue, usually we're always able to relate to one another and find out that you're not going through that storm by yourself. You are not alone. But yeah, so here I know when you hear the word win, right? Everybody expects something good to come after it, or it to be something like this overflowing of just like amazingness, Oh, I made $1 million. You hear people celebrating their wins and stuff like that. It's usually some type of monetary stuff attached, money, something like that attached to it. Hey, girl, I'm good. I am good. I'm tired. My back hurt, but I'm making it. I'm making it. She said, "Hey, girl, how are you tonight?" I'm also streaming on YouTube, so I have to let them know what's going on over here and who I'm talking to, so they don't think I'm crazy. But yeah, so I found myself. Let's see, I told y'all I'm tired. This has been a long week, but when we talk about winning, A lot of time winning is like it's always attached to how much you've gotten, the monetary and behind winning. I got a trophy, I got something for it, tangible. But hey, how you doing? But we don't talk about the wins that we have, like those small wins or things that I consider huge wins. Because when you fought through depression and you fought through postpartum depression and you found a way to overcome anxiety and you beat grief, you know, I don't look at life as those are small wins. Those are huge because they literally impacted my life for so long that I didn't realize I was operating in a space of just negative, negative thoughts, negative feelings. I was very angry, easily agitated. Um, I wasn't counting the fact that I've made it out of those things, or, I wasn't counting the fact that I'm here now or I'm doing something better. I think we look at them as small wins. And when we call them small wins, we treat them that way. Those are huge. If you woke up this morning, especially after dealing with a loss so close, like your mother, your grandmother, your father, dealing with sister or brother or your uncle, like when you're dealing with a loss of a family member or a friend, that's a whole different type of ball game where you have to count your blessings every single day in order for you to be able to come up out of that. I will say for a long time there was like a curtain over my eyes and it was just extremely dark, and it was really hard to process basic stuff, like basic things. I couldn't hear very well. I didn't focus very well. I was always agitated, and my business suffered. My relationships with my children and with my husband was suffering. I literally could not even think about having a friendship because having 6 children and a husband and business, I just didn't even have time to worry about a friendship outside of family. So it was like I couldn't cultivate healthy relationships with anyone else. I wasn't putting enough time or energy into it. I had to find some joy again. So finding joy again came through journaling. It came through counting my what some may consider small wins. Again, I consider those huge, and I understand that when we speak, words are a spell. They hold a lot of power in them. So if you call your wins like getting up out of bed on time or getting up out of bed at all, if you count those big wins that led up to those smaller wins, where small wins like financial gain or some blessings financially or monetary or whatever it is outside of tangible stuff, that people would feel like God's blessed them with. Because that used to just blow my mind where people would say like, oh, God has blessed me, but it's only about money. It's never about like, oh, thank you for getting me out of that depression, or thank you for, sending this person for me to help me look at this differently, or thank you, for keeping me encouraged when I was not being a good friend to myself, when I wasn't loving or caring for myself. I don't know. Do you guys watch football? Do we have anybody on here tonight that is interested in football sports whatsoever? I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see, because if you are a person who is interested in football, then do you have a favorite team? Because I used to like literally. Okay, so the reason why I'm asking y'all this is because if you know Reggie Bush, he used to go with Kim Kardashian. I used to watch football and wrestling. Okay, so look, I used to watch wrestling too when I was younger. We used to watch the what is it, the WWXW, what was it? Oh, it used to have, because okay, so it had like The Rock and Rakishi. What was, I forget what their name was, what the name of the franchise was, but man, I used to watch that faithfully. It was like Rakishi, Stone Cold, Steve Austin. Was it Black China? Before there was this Black China, there was this white Black China, and such, and WWE and WWF. Yes, I used to watch that when we were kids, me and my sister, and we used to do like, remember when they used to do that little like yes, we used to do that. So I was a big fan. E or F, depending on how old you are. I think it was F, but don't let me get on here showing my age, girl. But anyway, so if you have a favorite football team or like a favorite football player, mine used to be Reggie Bush. Oh, I used to fangirl over me some Reggie Bush. and he played for the New Orleans, the New Orleans Saints. I used to fangirl over Reggie Bush so bad, like I did. And he was dating Kim Kardashian at the time, right? I didn't know who she was. Oh, okay. We was in the mix of both. Okay, yeah, because I didn't know the difference of those at all, but I remember both names, so WWE and WWF. So, but yeah, so he was dating Kim Kardashian. And I didn't know who she was. I just thought she was just some regular, lighter skinned woman or fair skinned woman, and it was that. But during that time when he was playing for the New Orleans Saints, yo, look, I was living in Alabama, and so I used to tell my friend. I had a friend. She was a diehard Alabama fan, diehard, and I couldn't get, kind of like with it for real, for real. Hello, LaShawn, welcome. I'm finding out right now if you enjoy football, or do you like have a favorite team, or are you familiar like with the football teams? Because Alabama, I think it's Alabama State is what it's called. And like down there, because I live down south, so down there they have like this thing in Alabama where it's like you either are an Alabama fan or an Auburn fan, right? And so like they kind of like have this scary war where it's just a silent like pick a side, And I'm new, freshly new there. I was supporting the New Orleans Saints and Ohio State because I was coming from Ohio. But other than that, I didn't really know many players on Ohio's team outside of who was it? Beanie Wells, and there was like Antonio Pittman, and that was it. But other than that, I didn't really watch football when I was in Ohio, as far as the college football. Well, anyways, when you would say like what team you were on, especially in high school. Oh, okay. So you don't. Okay, so listen, just try to follow along with me. They had Alabama and Auburn, and they even had Team Spirit Day, and the girls and stuff would come dressed in a full blown bows and ribbons and shoes, everything like literally Auburn or Alabama, and it was like pick a side, okay? You finally gave up on the Bengals. Oh, what? Isn't that like Cincinnati? I believe Cincinnati Bengals. I think my cousin liked the Bengals, and I think that was it's Cincinnati. But she my friend was literally like one of those people who would be like, who you like, and you have to pick. And then don't be in Alabama talking about something you like the Georgia. I think it's Georgia Bulldogs or the Florida Gators. See, I'm telling y'all, like I literally followed this. Okay, yes, I used to live in Cincinnati too for a little bit. I was a little kid. I was a kid though. I was like, yeah, probably like 6 or 7. But when they would say that, I'd be losing my train of thought, y'all. Forgive me. I have mom brain. So like when they would say like she would be like, okay, so if you hear someone say Georgia or Florida, I'm looking like I'd be like, oh, you psycho, because she was like psycho nut about some football, y'all, and I'm like, the NFL has like a bazillion teams, not everybody. And then here I am talking about the NFL at the time. I'm not relating like, oh, the NFL girl, she talking about college football. What is you talking about? But we laughing and we're just being goofballs because she was one of those, just he rode around. You knew she was an Alabama fan. Shout out to Tina if she jumps on this live and watches this, because that was my girl. That still is my girl. She was like one of my best friends in high school. But I'm like, girl, we can like who we like. Leave me alone, So I would mess with her sometimes and be like, I can't stand Alabama, But anyways, long story short, I ended up becoming a Bama fan just because how much she rode for Alabama. And I'm like, okay, let me watch. Let me see what she's talking about. But I said all of that to say that the Super Bowls, if you've never watched football, I know you've been in a store that's talked about the Super Bowl. You've seen it on a box of pop or bags of chips or the commercials or something pertaining to the football, to the Super Bowl. But they are notoriously celebrated in America. It is. They celebrate it in America because, like I don't live here. It's like one of America's pastimes, and they make so much money. They make a killing during Super Bowl weekend. It's crazy. But most of the football teams, so like I said, if you don't know about football, the football teams are doing their best to like fight and not fight, but tackle each other and knock each other down. But they do this the same way like basketball does, and it's like the preliminaries. And so they have to go like a certain amount of time for the season, and whoever they tally up, like whoever has the most wins and who's the best or whatever, and then or the losses, and then you go on, and then that's how you get decided for the Super Bowl. Long story short, that's how it happened. Okay, it's a bunch of men running around in some tights trying to beat each other to see who's the best, like gladiators or something. But when you get to the Super Bowl, it's like everybody has their bets now because not everybody's team has made it. Only two teams are there. They don't have no sub team or nothing like that. It's one or the other. All right. And so getting there, you have to work for that spot. It's not just given to you unless they throw the game. But anyways, we're gonna act like they don't be throwing the game. Okay, so it's not just given to you. You really have to work and work and work and work and work to get there. So they have a lot of conditioning they have to do. They're away from their families for a period of time. It's a lot into that. Becoming a football player and making it to the Super Bowl. Same thing with basketball, but we're talking about football right now. So now when you when you get to the Super Bowl or when you're watching the Super Bowl, I've been around people who have Super Bowl parties and they literally are so intense. Okay, the game, they keeping score. There's food. There's like rival teams. If everybody isn't for the same team, then you have like separate. You got people who even go to even separate houses because they're like, I'm not going with my husband to such and such because I don't support. Like literally, it'd be like that. I don't know if you've ever been to a Super Bowl, okay? But it gets hectic. It gets crazy. Well, usually, like by halftime, you've watched all the tackles. Hopefully nobody's gotten sacked, but maybe if a quarterback has gotten sacked. You've seen some flags be thrown. There's some injuries. We got crazy plays that you'd be like, what are they doing? You have football players that then got jacked up. You worry now at this point if the game gonna continue because the teams is just at it. Okay, it's not easy. It's a fight. There is a fight. It's a struggle. Don't nobody just walk on that field and go, I got the ball and I'm here. No, it was a fight to get there. Now it's a fight to get the win. You don't stop. You never stop fighting. And then once they get the championship win, once they win, now they got to go back and do all of that all over again the following year. It doesn't stop. You literally are in a world like a wave. It's a wave of consistent, constant struggle. So they signed up for a job that's like a consistent, constant struggle. What does that have to do with what I'm talking about? Well, I know no one asked to be born, but in this life, we are ordained struggle. During the time the players are like literally at their highest, they're at a peak. They're excited. They want to win. They're willing to do whatever they need to do to get there. And so they're getting knocked down and they're getting knocked down and they're getting knocked down and they're getting knocked down. But they keep getting back up. And I said that to say that this is our part in our time where we're headed towards our Super Bowl. We're headed towards our time where it's not time to stop. Because right now you're in your birthing, you're at your birthing point. You're in your peak, your preliminary. You're fighting to get somewhere, and you have to be willing to continue that fight. So I would be like, when is it over? At first, before I was into like knowing how to read the scoreboards and all of that, I didn't know what was going on. I was just watching the guys, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's pretty cool. I have a team and whatever. But the opportunity for them to see out their dream, it doesn't come just because they made it to the NFL. So you got to think they got to condition all their life to be on a football team, to then turn around and be accepted in college, to then be accepted to the NFL, to then be on the team that makes it to the Super Bowl. So they have to have a team because they're not coming to the Super Bowl by themselves. They have to push themselves. They have to fight. They have to continue. They have to, keep the struggle. I know that's right, sis. It's definitely, the struggle is real, I know that's a part of our growth though, because if you don't have a struggle, then how can anything come out? We struggle to we struggle to be born. We struggle to be birthed. We struggle to learn to walk. We struggled when we had to learn how to speak. We struggled, during our stages of growing teeth. We struggled, it's a constant struggle. Even though it's not considered a huge struggle, it is a small struggle to us because it's just a part of life. I remember when my children started getting their teeth, and my mom would say, "Oh, that's just a part of it," you know, and I would be stressed out about some teeth and babies. Because they would get a fever, they would be sweaty, they would be irritable, crying, and I'm just like, man, this is happening. I have 6 children. That happened for every last one of them. And by my 4th child, I realized this is what it's supposed to be. So I'm not gonna panic. I'm not going to freak out. I'm gonna keep these on hand. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna keep these on hand. This is my favorite homeopathic oral pain relief for babies. So it's easy. They pop them in and they, like, you know, they can mash them down with their tongue. You ain't got to worry about them choking. And it goes away and it dissolves. And I just like that a lot better than that, what is it called? The pain gel for the gums. I don't like that stuff for children at all. It's very, very dangerous. I would look it up so you guys can know more. I forget exactly what. It's been so long since I've even seen the thing. Orajel, that's what it was. But it's been so long since I've seen that stuff because I just was like, ooh, because it's a numbing agent and it can cause paralysis or something. So yeah, I would definitely check that out if you're dealing with teething babies. I would try the Highlands teething tablets. They are at Walgreens. You're welcome for the plug. But yeah, so like during our time of the preliminaries, right now we're in our build up. We're in our build up about to win. We have to understand that it just, you're not solidified because you've been through struggle. You're solidified. Hey, Candy. You're not. We still need to talk. We still need to have that conversation. You know, as far as us like being able to link up. I've been so busy since we moved in here. Y'all have no, like if I show y'all this office, I know y'all can see, but like right here, it's a lot that I need to do, and I'm still trying to like keep the children on track with homeschooling. We got like 6 different grade levels, so your girl be tired. I be tired, but committed because like again, made it to this house, but the struggle don't stop because I still gotta make it to where it's you know. Yes, I still gotta make it to where this house is livable, so it didn't get to stop. But yeah, our fight comes, and we just gotta keep ourselves steady right now. Our win is coming. That's when it comes. Our win doesn't come from just, yes, I homeschool. Our win doesn't come from what we did prior. You know, it comes in our fight to continue to the win. You know, you're winning every day. Those what you consider small wins are huge wins. The fact that you keep trying, the fact that you keep getting up every single time you get knocked down, that is where the true winner in you is being created. You're not a winner just because you got something. You become a winner because this becomes a mental attitude. You shift the way that you think about something. You know, you may take I'm gonna tell you something right now. I just lost out on $5,000. $5,000. That's a hard hit for someone who is trying to build their wealth. Okay? And it wasn't an investment. It was literally, I bought a car that was freaking used and I spent $5,000 for this man to have sold us a car with a broken frame, a frame that he had tweaked to where it would work for a little bit, 45 days to be exact, and a torque converter that was jacked. I guess it's broke or whatever. I don't know much about cars all like that, but which was going to cost me $1,200 to replace, plus a new engine, because once you replace the transmission, then you got to replace that and all these other things, and it's just like it's not worth it. So I was very upset with myself for a little bit. You know, I'm like, but it agitated me enough to push myself forward to continue on the path I said I was going to, you know, keep on. So I'm like, no, that's just a lesson, you know, but the mental attitude had to shift, because had this happened to me 2-3 years ago, I'd have probably not been on this live right now, somewhere broke down crying about losing out $5,000 and very pissed and very angry. So my mentality now is like that was an agitation. That was girl, you deserve something brand new. that was a confirmation of don't do that. Don't settle anymore. Don't sell yourself short. Don't, penny pinch yourself. Don't neglect yourself. Show up, okay? Because you know that you didn't want that and you deserved something more, better, but I was playing it safe. I was playing it safe. And in playing it safe, I played myself. But it's okay. It's cool. It's cool. Because I'm not mad about it. I know that something greater is coming. I'm expecting it to come. I'm expecting my 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. I'm expecting my brand new. So I know that it's coming to me. I can feel it. I can feel that the more that I show up, the more that it's being made readily available to me. And I want you to understand that every time you show up, like how we say, like, oh, I'm gonna show up for myself. Yes, show up for yourself, because every time you show up for yourself, you're pushing yourself closer. Nobody else can do that for you. You have to decide that position for yourself, okay? And in showing up for yourself, like, don't doubt it. Don't doubt your abilities. Don't doubt your capabilities. Don't doubt what you can do. Push yourself forward. Birth that idea. Birth that dream. Ariel Taylor Creative Studio is here for any entrepreneur that is passionate. You don't even have to be an entrepreneur. You can just be like, you can be an artist. You could be someone who is just trying to host a birthday party, and head over to my likes page. You guys can give my page a like. It's Ariel Taylor Creative Studio. I'm going to be over there to teach you and show you and push you to keep that creative juices flowing and to push yourself past the simple in the box life. Let's get out there. Let's believe in ourselves. Let's believe in our brand. Let's push and push and push until we finally tap into that source where it's constantly overflowing. I know we see it a lot on Instagram. We see it a lot on Facebook ads, TikTok. We see people always talking about their success, but they don't really share the fight that it took to get that win, because that win came from a lot of other wins coupled up. It wasn't just one time overnight, that took consistency. So we have to stay consistent with ourselves in this fight. Tickets right now for Femininely Fearless are on sale. They are $10 a piece. And those are the early girl game special. The late bird special is $15 if you wait till October 18th to purchase. So I would head over there right now and grab your ticket if you are interested in joining the Femininely Fearless virtual talk, because I have more power-filled conversation for you. And I'm pushing myself, y'all, to expectancy of 200 guests, okay? So I'm like, you know what? I was going to play it safe, and I was going to go, 35 is safe. 35 is easy. 35 guests is an easy number. And my husband was like, no, like, you need to stop playing. You need to push. You need to push yourself past 35 guests and choose 200. It was just a random number. So I'm like, all right, 200 it is. So I set my expectancy high for this event because I am sure that the impact is not just from me. I know God is going to be speaking in that moment. Whatever he needs me to say, who's ever hard. Because like I said, tonight I was supposed to be talking about people pleasing and I ended up talking about winning earlier by mistake. I'm like, well, I've already committed to sharing my, story about winning and how our process is not over just because we're in the process and we're getting knocked around. Don't quit. That's good. Like I tell my children, like when they yawn, I'm like, oh man, society else, they think, oh, she's bored, she's sleepy, she's tired. No, they're not. Their brain is processing what I'm saying, which is good. That's very positive. I'd be excited for that. I'm excited for the shakeup. This little agitation with that car situation, I'm like, I know something greater is coming. That's God setting me up for a bigger, something greater than what I had. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. The link for Facebook is in my bio. You guys can check it out, the event right there. You can also buy some tickets and donate them. I just had a sister do that, and I was like, oh, that's really nice. So she bought some tickets, and she's going to be giving them away on her Instagram page. You can do that as well. You can invite some guests out too. You can bring your whole family, your whole crew. I appreciate you guys for joining me tonight. Share this video because we like to spread a little bit of glitter everywhere we sit. You guys keep it lit. Enjoy your Friday. I'll see you guys Monday. Bye. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. Bye guys.